7, 8. Cool. So we just talked about pitch as it relates to connection in the stance, and the difference between me drawing her forward or sending her backward with my body, and then the follow through that I do use with my arms. So we started out just talking about in your anchor connection, just as we stretch away, we're more pitched upright. We let go, we've got our own balance, but you should be able to lift up that front foot versus being pitched more forward here, and how like on a sugar push, that should slowly change from one to the other. We don't want the sugar push to look like this. I'm scared of you. We don't want the sugar push to look like this, where we get no connection at the end right there. So it's going back and forth a little bit.
Even as it goes back and forth, I still have that stability on my own groundedness settling into the hip. So even though I'm pitched back, I still have that settled into my hip, so that when I'm walking forward, I have somewhere to move, and then when I pitch forward, it's into the hip again.
All right, then we talked about that coordinates with the guy's lead. As you get closer together, the connection decreases. That's when the pitch is changing forward. We talked about how you just are standing and then you go to walk. You change your pitch. We're just doing that a little bit more gradually. So same motion you would normally do to walk somewhere, just changing it gradually. We then talked about with the body, how if I move just my body back and I don't contract the arm, that leaves us at the same distance, which doesn't change your pitch. We also did that on the sugar push. If I walk forward but I don't push with the arm, that leaves us at the same distance. Doesn't change the connection, doesn't change the pitch. Right? So we did this, one not yet, one not yet, and eventually I followed through. That's when the pitch changed. Not yet, eventually I followed through. That's when the pitch changed. Okay? Then putting that into some variation, see, she had a little roll that she did on that.
Just for every roll that I'm doing, I'm taking one step. So pushing into the chest and rolling it through as I roll through into my hips, keeping more of a plie or bending my knees. That left foot has come forward and I'm ready to step onto it and push into my chest again to repeat the action. It's on a loop happening downwards each time.
So she was doing roll, roll. It can be really tiny or it can be very enthusiastic. That's probably slightly too enthusiastic. You get the idea, right? And then on the sugar push, we talked about taking this to the side, 3 and 4. Then notice that if she'd have pushed off me, she'd be gone already. So we stayed in that compression, then kept it as we walked. Then I sent her away. 1, 2, keep her close. Don't send her away. Now send her away. And so if I wanted to, I could add the extra walks here. Right? Then I could do this to the side, put an extra walk there, and then send her away. We talked about how that idea of the pitch being gradual and then leaders, the separation of my arm, my body then following through with my arm. That applies on my basics, right? And we use an underarm as another example, just to make sure you aren't limited to this idea on the sugar push. So hanging back, hanging back, hanging back, hanging back, hanging back, follow through. And you'll notice that on my basic underarm, I start with my body, 1. Then I follow through with the arm, and that's where her pitch changes. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I know it's early on Sunday morning. We appreciate you guys.